I'm back. Um, wow, there were so many distractions in that last video. It was crazy. You guys don't even know what was going on in the background. And of course, remember the squirrel thing. Anything that goes past, I'm like, what? What's happening? A lot of things happening outside. A lot of things happening inside. My daughter came home. My son, both sons are expected to come home, so I'm not sure if we'll have another one. But you guys got to meet her through video, so that's cool. All right. So what we did in the last videos, we got the div ID for wrapper, the body, and the styles for the header. In this video, we're going to continue. We need to put in our nav bar, our sidebar, content, and our footer. Hopefully we can get this all done in this video, but if we can't, it'll be split across another video. So the next area that we need to target is our nav. So let's go ahead and get started. So our selector for nav is here. And we need to go ahead and say, okay, so the width of this, again, is going to be 100% of its parent div, which its parent div, is the wrapper. Okay, so we want it to be 100% of the wrapper in width. We want the height for this one to be 43 pixels. So it's 43 pixels. We want the, what else did we say? There to be a padding on the inside of 500 pixels because that's where our nav bar is coming in. So padding is going to be 500 pixels. And then what else do we have fixed inside of here? But you know what? We're going to play with this because I prefer percentages so that it responds as we move it, especially since that padding's going on the width. So we're going to play with this as we go. And the background color for this one is that, what is that? That sea green. So, no, I said that lime green. So we're going to go with that 66FF00 and close that. So let's just look so far and see what we have. Let's go ahead into our, wow, look how, height 43 pixels. Look how much our padding pushed that down. You see that? Because it broke the box. If we go bigger, you'll see that box is broken. All right. So, and the reason is because I just put a blanket padding. So I said all around this is going to be 500 pixels. I didn't say padding left. I didn't say padding right. I just said all around it's going to be 500 pixels. So let's go ahead and fix that. Let's go ahead and give our padding top, I'm going to say 0. Our padding right, we'll say 0. Our padding bottom, we'll say 0. And our padding left, we'll say 500. Now we have happiness as far as this part goes, but now our box is still breaking because it's like, hey, you put this padding over here, but look at my percentage. So first, I want to play with the percentage to see exactly where we want our padding to be, where we want this to come out. If we look at our Photoshop document, we have it kind of coming with X's in experience. So I'm going to keep playing with that. And I'm going to say, well, let's say 80%. Oh, go back into that. And now at 80%, which I knew was going to be too much, but I just wanted to play with it. Also, let's go ahead and set up our font family, our style, our weight, our size, and our color. I'm going to just go ahead and grab that from header 3 just so we don't have to type it again. Paste it in. Font family is going to be the same. The font style is going to be more, whoa, Photoshop. Here's my document. Our font It's pretty much just a little smaller actually than our H3. So let's see. So our background color, we have style. Our font style, let's say, I'll say normal. Our font weight, 100 is fine. Our size is set at 2 M's. Let's do 1.7 M's. Let's try that and see. Okay. Let's try 1.5 M's because that is just a little too big. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's make our color for that maybe white. So it's FFF. Save that. Use that. And then let's sort of figure out what our height's going to be on that. So let's say, or you know, we can give a padding top. We have 0% here. Let's try 2%. See what happens when we do that. As a matter of fact, we have our height in fixed pixels. So let's go ahead and do 2 pixels. Oops. 2 pixels. Let's see what that does. You guys will see it in just a moment. I'm just trying to find a magic number right now. 5 pixels. Let's try 10 pixels. I'm going to say 15. Oops. Alright, so 15 pixels looks good. But now what we have to do is we have to subtract. Because we have our height and width. The box has increased because of the height, and then the width has moved out of the box because we don't have our math correctly. So if we look at this, we added 5.75% to, I'm sorry, wrong area. We added, where's our padding? We added 15 pixels of padding to our top, and then we added 80% to the left. So we need to subtract that 80% from the width. If we take 100 and subtract 80, we get 20. Once we do that, and we hit refresh, we'll see that it is complying and everything is fitting. Now, what has happened, my sons are home, they're loud. Width is actually off of our home button. So those are the things that are going to happen. This is a part of playing the game. So what we need to do is maybe not make that 80%, try 50%. And that means I'm adding 30%. So whatever I do to this, I have to do to this one. So I'm going to say 50%. 50 plus 50 equal 100. So we should be in a good game. All right. Moving that one over. Oh, we're almost there. Just a little bit more. So I'm going to try maybe 5%. Just a little more. I'm going to say 45 for the width because I know that I'm going to add 55 for the width because I know that I'm going to subtract 45. 45 plus 55, we're still at our even, so we should be good. Oh, almost had it. Got to be faster than that. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 more percent. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to say, ooh, let's move that at 54%. And let's see. What? The number is magic. I am happy. All right. Now I got to mess with this height. So in height, I said it's going to be 43 pixels. But then I took 15 pixels. Remember I told you guys I like even numbers. You know what? I'm going to put this height at 45. I like even numbers. Okay. Okay. So now I need to subtract 15 from this one, which is going to make it 30, and it's going to mess it up. I'm not going to be happy. Yep, so I need to go a little bit more. Ooh, I said 55. Oh. Yeah. Let's try 35. And then let's try 10. Total height 15, that's 45. Let's try 40 here, with it being 10 there. Let's try 45. Let's go back to 40. And then let's do padding. Maybe try 5 for that. Let's see. It's not giving me the desire I want. Let's try 10. Okay. I was happy with it at 15. As far as the height of this, is what I'm looking for. Actually, I'm happy with that. Boom. Alright. So that's looking how it's looking. Happy with that. I'm going to save this. Oops. I tried to save Chrome. Chrome says no. Cancel. Alright. So I'm going to save this. So I have the nav bar looking like I want it to look. We need to go ahead and set up our buttons for the nav bar. So let's go ahead and target our nav A. But we haven't made these links yet. So we need to go back into our HTML. And we need to give each one of these a link. So remember, to make them link, highlight the home button. I think we're going to get through our nav, and then I'm going to stop this one, and then we're going to go through a side main and footer, which should be relatively easy. Okay, so I'm going to highlight home, and I want to link it, right? This one goes to index.html. All right, we need to do the same thing for about. Highlight about. Just type about.html. Same thing for CInfo. We can type CInfo.html. I camel cased it, which means the first letter is lowercase and every letter that starts a new word after that is uppercase. And I'll highlight contact and then type contact.html. Save that. And now what should happen if I save this is you should be like, oh my gosh, what happened? All my stuff's messed up. And it is. Because remember, the default for text is, the default for text is a link. The default is blue. If it's visited, then it turns purple. And if it's active, it turns red. Okay, so we can control that, and that's what we're about to do. We need the link first. So we go back to the CSS. This nav A that we created, we're going to say we want the color of that to be that white, right? So FFF, boom. And then for nav A, we want text decoration. There not to be any, so we're going to choose none. Save that. When we refresh here, okay, so we have it white again like we like it. All right, it's linking. And then you know what? Let's go ahead and make the hover that dark blue. So we'll say nav A : hover. This is going to be color. That dark blue was, what was that? That was our, dark blue. That was our 004080 : and we'll make the text decoration underline as we go under it. So now it shows with no underline, right? And it's white. When I refresh it and we underline it, now it turns that blue that we all know and love. Yeah. That's control right there. All right, so we have our nav done. We're happy with that. We're going to save this. We're going to stop the video here. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and get our sidebar, our content, and our footer area done. That should be quick and dirty. All right, see you in just a few.